Welcome to Sandwiches of History. Today is International Sandwich Sunday. Well, actually, today is not International Sandwich Sunday. When you're seeing this, it is, but this is the day before. I have to make something today so that we can make the sandwich tomorrow. We're going to be making the Panuozzo Napolitano from Italy. It's a pizza sandwich, but it is actually a sandwich, not just two pieces of pizza put together, which I guess could be a sandwich. So we're going to make the dough and let it rest overnight, and I am following a recipe from vincenzosplate.com. Now all the mixing is going to be done by hand because that's how Vincenzo's Plate did it, but don't worry, I washed my hands. First thing we have to do is dissolve some sea salt in water. Now we add in a little bit of flour, and we want to get it to almost like a very thin batter consistency, at least according to Vincenzo's table. Now we add in our yeast and get that dissolved. Then we start adding in the rest of our flour. Alright, now we have to knead it for a while. Alright, now we cover this with a damp cloth and let it rest for 2 hours. Alright, it's been a couple hours, and now we're supposed to cut it in half and kind of stretch it out a little. And then roll it into a ball. Make sure the seam is tight. So I've got to make 2 more of these, put them in an airtight container and let them rest for 20 to 22 hours. It's the next day, and as you can see, they have grown quite a bit. So now I've got to take one of these out of here. That'll be fun. And now I have to kind of try and shape it into a rectangle. It is a very sticky dough. Now we cook it on a pizza stone in a very hot oven for about 10 minutes or until it puffs up. Okay, so at this point it's partially cooked, not fully cooked. And now we have to cut it in half. What I'm going to do is mozzarella, cherry tomatoes, arugula and prosciutto. The arugula and prosciutto go on at the end. And now we just add on our mozzarella, some cherry tomatoes, a little bit of olive oil. Now we put it back on the pizza stone, but this time under the broiler to get the cheese a little melty, just for a couple of minutes. Alright, so I took it out of the oven, opened it up, added in some arugula that was dressed in olive oil, salt, and pepper, and some wild boar prosciutto, because I'm feeling extra. Okay, let's give this Panuozzo a go. So good with the fresh mozzarella, the peppery bite of the arugula, the great taste of that wild boar prosciutto. A little tomato, a little sweetness. It is tasty. That said, I do want to plus it up a little. If you guessed red chili flakes, you're not far off. I'm actually going to use a Calabrian chili paste. May not be typical of what is put on it, but I think it's going to go really well with everything in here. Okay, let's give this Panuozzo plussed up with Calabrian chili paste a go. Now we've got kind of the fruity heat of the Calabrian chili paste. Working really well with everything in here, the arugula, the mozzarella, the prosciutto. I gotta say, if you don't like spicy stuff, the Panuozzo, the original, is a 10. I like it with spice, so I wanted a little something more, so I'm gonna give it a 9.75. But yeah, with the Calabrian chilies, 10. That is so delicious. And it's interesting because this dough is not quite like a pizza dough. It's not quite as bready. So it's not as heavy a sandwich as you might think it was. One other thing I forgot to film was that before that went in the oven for the first time, I had to put a little olive oil on top and a little dried oregano, which I did do. I just, me. All right, definitely gonna finish that, and I would make this again in a hot minute. Or a hot 2 days, I guess. See you tomorrow.